Hello, it's Mr. Robster, and today we're going to talk about 3D shapes and their volumes and surface areas. And one of the things I'll bring to your attention is what we have here is from your formula booklet, and so many of these formulas for volume and area are found in here, but you need to know where they are. Some of them are found in the prior learning areas, and here's the area formulas and volume formulas, and some of them are also found in the Topic 3 Geometry and Trigonometry sections. So we have these sections here that we need to consider as well to find our various formulas. So let's take a look at a problem now. So here we have a figure to the right. It's comprised of a cylinder in the middle here and a hemisphere, and then a cone is cut out from the inside. So imagine it's a funny kind of shaped bowl where you have this round bottom and it's been shaved out from the inside. Okay, so we want to find the exact volume. Well, in order to find volume, we know that we are going to be having to use from our formula booklet, we know we're going to have to use the volume of a cylinder. This is from the formula booklet. We need the volume of a right cone, and this is in the topic 3. This is prior knowledge. And we also need the volume of a sphere. And so to find the total volume of this scenario, we're going to have to take the sphere, the cylinder, and the sphere, add them, and then subtract the volume of the right cone, because that volume is gone. So the total volume is going to end up being the pi r squared from the cylinder, plus, not the entire sphere though, we want half of it. So half of 4/3 is 2/3 pi r cubed, and then we're going to have to subtract this 1/3 pi r squared h. And so if we look at this figure now, we need to find the radius of the cylinder. Well, the diameter, we're told, is 12, so the radius is 6. So we have 6 squared times the height of the cylinder. Now the height of the cone here is 8. I know that the radiuses are 6. So this is 6, but this here also has to be 6. And so this height here is 2. So the height of the cylinder is 2. And getting that height there, that's a tricky one to get because you have to get this radius being 6. And so then I go add 2/3 plus pi, my radius is 6 cubed, minus 1/3 pi 6 squared, and the height of my cone inside is 8. Now one of the things we have to be careful of, it says to find the exact value. And that means our answer must be in terms of pi. So I have to do some of this computation without pi and deal with the fractions. So 6 squared is 36, times 2 is 72 pi, plus, well, 6 times 6 times 6 divided by 3 times 2. If I take a look at my notes, when I did that, I got 144 pi. And then subtract, well, this is 36 divided by 3 is 12. 12 times 8 is 96. So 96 pi. And then we put it all together, and I know that that is 120 pi feet cubed. Don't forget your units. Ask for units are given, so make sure you give them back. So here's the exact volume. Finding the surface area, we have to recognize that we have in here, to find the area, we have half of the sphere from the bottom. We have the curved part of the cylinder. This the curved part. And then from the cone, we also have from the cone, this is like a cup. It says a funny shaped bowl, so there's no circle here. It's just the inside part, which is the curved part of the cone. And so finding all these formulas, if we go back to our formula booklet, we can find the area of the curved surface of the cylinder is 2 pi r h. So the surf is 2 pi r h. And these are, if we find the other ones, are going to be in the topic 3 section. The area of the curved surface of the cone is pi r l, And the sphere of a whole sphere is 4 pi r squared. So we're looking for a half sphere. So that's going to be half of it, 2 pi r squared. And so my sphere, half the sphere is 2 pi r squared, and the curve is pi r L, where L is this slant height. Finding that L, we remember that this is still 6. And so to find this, I use Pythagorean theorem. And if I say 6 squared plus 8 squared is equal to, let's say, x squared, well, if you go through and do it quickly, you'll find out that x is 10. Don't take my word for it. Go ahead and do it. So when I start to put all these pieces together, I have half the sphere is 2 pi r squared. So 2r is 6 plus a 2 pi 6 times h. The height of the cylinder, if we remember, this is 2 because that distance was 6, plus a pi r, remember, is still 6, and the L is the slant height, which is 10. And if we figure all this out, I get 36 times 2 is 72 pi, plus 12 times 2 is 24 pi. And I am adding this surface. I would have to paint it. So surface area is all where you would consider painting the surfaces. And that is going to be 60 pi. And so when I put it together, it is 156 pi feet squared. And this answer is fine. It does not say exact. So if you're using your calculator and just doing with all the pi's as decimals, you should get 490.0, well, here's 3 significant figures, feet squared. Be careful of your rounding. It's a very final answer. It's got to be good to 3 significant figures.